Hey guys, Adam Janarella here for Dirty Jigs Tackle. Just want to go over some of the Dirty Jigs offers. I've been with them for the last 3 years now. I've had a pretty good stockpile of their jigs, and I've had a lot of success flipping their jigs and swimming their jigs. They're probably most known for their swim jigs. There's been a lot of success on the FLW Costa Series, on the FLW Tour with them, and add a lot of new pro staff to the Dirty Jigs team in the last couple of years. We've got Scott Canterbury, Luke Clausen, Matt Steffen, Matt Herron came out with his flipping jig. They got a lot of great products, not just jigs. They got buzz baits, they've got swim bait heads, they've got skirts, they've got great apparel, they've got football jigs, and all kinds of cool stuff. So check out their lineup at www.dirtyjigstackle.com. And I'm just going to go over a couple of jigs that I like to use here. The first jig is just their regular swim jig. I mainly use a 3/8 ounce swim jig. And it comes on a 5/0 hook. 5/0 Mustad 1X strong hook. Very stout hook here for a swim jig. Not gonna bend out on you. Has a little flex to it, but when I'm throwing this, I'm throwing it on 15 or 17 pound Seaguar InvisX fluorocarbon line. I use a 7.2 medium heavy or a 7.4 heavy Quantum S3 Smoke Series rod. It's a graphite rod. Has a fast tip. Has a lot of backbone. Lets that fish get the bait, and pretty much with a swim jig, you're not jacking back on them as soon as you feel that bite. It's more just a swing and a reel. So I like to pair that with a high-speed Quantum PT, a 7.3-to-1 or an 8.1-to-1 gear ratio high-speed reel. Because a lot of times those fish grab that swim jig and they'll run towards you. You need something to catch up with them. Sometimes you can't help it, but it's better to have a high-speed reel. You don't want to go out there and throw a slower 5.3-to-1 or a 6.1-to-1 or a 6.6-to-1 reel. You want to have a high-speed reel with that. So this is just a green pumpkin swim jig here. Catch a lot of fish on the green pumpkin, black and blue and white. Three main colors I like to use here. I like to trim the weed guard down a little bit. You can see I stuck myself there, and they're very sharp. But they got stickered eyes on there, and the head is comes up to a concave shape, almost like I guess you'd call it a teardrop. Vertical weed guard or vertical eye, and this head comes up, so that jig's going to want to lift up when you're swimming it through the water, and that's what you want. You don't want a jig that's going to be down in the mud or in the grass when you're swimming. You want something with a little bit of lift under it. In the springtime, I like to pair it up with the Rain's Rock 5 Shad, the fat edition, either a 4-inch or a 5-inch on there. That gives the jig, puts off a great kind of a wobble to it. You get a pretty good swimming action with the tail, but the jig likes to roll from side to side with that. Rain's has a lot of good plastics out. I've been with them for the last several years too. They don't just have weights, they have a lot of great plastics. So I've been using them. They have kind of a different scent to them. It's more of like a squid scent, and they last. I mean, they're not soft. They're pretty durable plastic. You can get maybe 10-15 fish out of one of their fat rock vibe shads here. So I like using them. That color is Moebi. I'm usually using that or a white or a green pumpkin. I don't really stray, or a black and blue. I don't really stray too far. There's a lot of colors there. The other jig that Dirty Jig makes, a swim jig, this is their no jack. Still a 5/0 hook, but they use a no jack hook, and it's a Gamakatsu hook. The hook on this swim jig is a Mustad 1X 5/0. That's the regular 3/8 swim jig. This is the no jack swim jig. I threw this a lot last year. Still had good hookup ratios for it. This hook is not flexing at all. So you're throwing around a lot of heavy cover. You Florida guys, even up north, New York, Mississippi River, or out in California, around Tules or around thick grass, you're throwing braid. It's a great hook for braid. You're going to really pound that hook in, or drive that hook into the fish. Same rod though, 7.2 medium heavy rod, high-speed reel. And I use this with 17-pound fluoro too, and I mean it doesn't. I still get good hookup ratios with it. I like to cut that weed guard back. Got the same style teardrop head with the stickered eyes there. This is their Magic Cross swirl color. It's a great color here for imitating bluegill. And like I said, in the springtime I'll pair it up with a fat rock vibe shad. And in the summertime when I want to imitate a crawfish, I'll throw this Rain's 3.5 axe crawl on there. And this is pumpkin silver. I mean, I just grabbed the pack out here. They got a lot of different colors there. Green pumpkin, they got black and blue, they got white, they got pearl, they got whatever you want. I mean, they got it for you. So that's just preference for me, what I like to do. In the spring, I like to slow roll them. And in the summertime, I like to burn them and kill them over weed pockets. And you can throw them down riprap, you can throw them around logs, you can throw them out in the grass flats, wherever you need to. Another great hook from Dirty Jigs here. This is their no jack punching hook, or punching jig. Oh, one more thing with these swim jigs, they all come with a great keeper too on them. So you don't have to, you know, you're not going to go through a million soft plastics. Sometimes I still put a dab of super glue around there, but with the rains, I've had pretty good luck with it staying on there and not ripping back. So this is their no jack flipping hook for heavy grass mats, or just for flipping grass. When you flip it around rocks, you can drag it on bum. You can do whatever you want with it. But it's got that teardrop head again. It's got a great weed guard on it. It's got a 50-strand skirt. All their jigs are basically 50-strand skirt, except for their finesse swim jig, which they cut the 50-strand in half. But this jig here starts at 3/4 ounce and it goes up to 1 1/2 ounce. And this thing is a plopper, man. You drop this down on their heads and they got nothing else to do but bite it. It's got that big 5/0 Gamakatsu no jack flipping hook, 65-pound Seagar flipping braid. It's got a great bait keeper, and you just get your big rod out, 7/6 rod, heavy action quantum rod, or whatever rod you want to use for that, 7/4 rod, and you're just going to jack on them with this. And the paint is 3-time painted. I've actually used this jig a bunch of times. It's got some teeth marks on it there. I've caught a bunch of pickerel on this. I mean, it's a little tore up, but these jigs last. I mean, you throw them around cover and stuff, and they're going to last you. They're sticky, sharp hooks, and they're going to hook fish. The hookup ratio is pretty good with these. They also come, you can put some rattles in there. It's probably hard to see with the camera here, the phone camera, but they have a little groove there where you can add some rattles to if you're fishing dirty water, or if you like to have rattles. For me, I like to throw rattles later in the summer. Springtime, kind of stay away from that. So that's the 1 ounce right there. It starts at 3/4 and it goes up to 1.15 ounces. I also pair that up with the Rains axe craw. 3.5 inch works good with that. Or Range makes a ring claw trailer too. Just has a lot of I like that faster action when the water gets above 65, 70 degrees in the springtime. So these are all great lures from Dirty Jigs. Check them out at www.dirtijigstackle.com. If you like this, like my Facebook, or you can like me on Facebook. You can find me at Adam Janarella at Facebook, or Adam Janarella Fishing on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. But definitely go out and check Rains Plastics out, and check Dirty Jig swim jigs out, and you're really gonna like these jigs. They're gonna put fish in a boat, and they're fun to throw around. So check them out. See you guys.